Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I have some more things to say. So this video we're talking about something that I really want to talk about really badly, and it's something that it's unfortunate that it took me like 9 years to really like look at and examine, and that's like workplace abuse and workplace like not physical abuse because that's pretty like that's visible, more so like workplace emotional and mental abuse. I think that a lot of us tend to look at work as a means to make money, and of course that's what it is at the end of the day. But we don't like look at and examine the toll emotionally and mentally that some jobs have on us. Like I didn't look at my previous job as like I looked at it as okay, I'm making money, I'm doing pretty well for myself, haha. Even though the emotional turmoil and emotional like trauma that I experienced working there was pretty bad, and it was like I didn't really look at it at all. Like I didn't think it was a thing. I'm like, oh, it's just work. Everybody hates their job, right? Or everybody hates this part of their job, or everybody hates something about their job. They hate a part of their job, or just hating their job in general is just a very American ideal. So I was like, there's no point really complaining about it. It's just who it is. It's just what it is. But I think when I was in my last couple of weeks before I left, that's when it all like came to a head. So I think before it was like, okay, I need this job, so I have to just deal with it. So you kind of just become numb to a lot of things that happen. But once I was able to like free myself from that place, finally, because I never thought that would happen. I thought I'm gonna be stuck to this place for the rest of my life. I'm gonna just be never work anywhere else. I'm gonna be working this place until I die because it's really hard finding work. Like it's not easy. The job market is saturated, but it's the competition is crazy. So finding a new job is difficult. Like, oh my god, like I was just man, I was just whew. That was a trial, and I'm glad that I'm on the other side of that. But getting there was quite a ordeal. So my previous job was really straining on me emotionally, and I didn't realize that until the last 2 weeks because that's was probably the time where I was the most aware and active, and like I wasn't like numb anymore. Kind of like, okay, this is like I knew things were like not going well because we were like the mom my place were overworked and we were understaffed, and they're probably still in the staff right now. I'm pretty sure they don't have. I don't think they even replace me, which is fine because you can't really replace me. But anyway, like just how toxic that environment was so, and it's like you don't really think about it being toxic because you're like, oh, it's just work. Everybody's like this, and it's like it's so strange to me that I just sat there in this pile of garbage for like 9 years. And I don't think all 9 years were bad. I think they were just like it got progressively bad as time went on. And I think in the first couple of years things were okay. I didn't really get any like I don't think things got bad like maybe year 5, 6 when things start to like turn bad, and then year 7, 8 got like really bad. And then I was almost on my I was almost on my ninth year. It would have been 9 years come April that I was working there, but it's a little bit shy of the 9 years. But I still say 9 years anyway because I deserve it anyway. But just working there, when you're in it, you're like not understanding how damn it's like when people are in relationships and you're wondering like why you stay with this person. It's like because the one thing that I've learned in therapy is that when things are familiar, it's something that you just like you kind of just stick with it because it's familiar. It's not necessarily easy, but it's just like it's something that you can like grasp a lot easier than the unknown of trying to go out and look for another job. So for me, the relationship I had at my job was so like toxic and bad. I just felt so worthless working there. Like I felt like I was like this trash heap. I'm like, why am I feeling like this every time I go to work? And so I would take off Like we had a pretty good PTO. I think after what year seven is when I got like my really good PTO. So I was working in like 7 hours per paycheck. So man, was Michael? No, it wasn't. It was in year five when I got my 7 hour PTO per paycheck. So I was like living it up with my PTO. Like I was just like, I'm just gonna take off work. I ain't gonna be here. Take a half day this week. Take a half day that week. Like I was taking half days, so it's about every week, and that was my cope mechanism for dealing with that job because it was my self care. I think another thing that really helped me to see things differently about my jobs when I started therapy. Therapy definitely started to show me like you gotta care for yourself and love yourself and do things for yourself that are productive and things that are healthy and beneficial for you. And so I started to examine all of my, other relationships outside of work. I talk about work maybe a couple of times, but never to the degree that I did maybe last year. It's when I started to like see like there's something wrong here. I should not go to work and then leave work feel like complete trash. I should not go to work and feel like why am I here? I shouldn't go to work and feel like hating myself for even being there. I shouldn't hate myself for having to get up in the morning like, oh my god, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. Oh my god, I hate it. I just hate it. Like I just hate that feeling. That feeling like oh, I gotta go to work. Ugh. Like just that alone is bad. And then being there with the people I was around. Some of my coworkers were cool. Some were not so cool. But the main issue, like the real main issue, was the management was like, wow. It was unreal at how it's one of those really subversive things. It wasn't like a very outwardly thing. It's one of those, internal like it's one of the things where you like it's one of those where it cuts, but you don't see the it's like internal bleeding. That's what it perfect example. It's internal bleeding. It's like you don't see any visible scars, but on the inside, it's like bad. That's pretty much what it was working there for the last few years, and I just felt so like emotionally damaged and so emotionally scarred working there. Like I just felt like so worthless. Like I didn't have any value. I didn't feel appreciated at all. Like I felt like I was just there as a body to like suffice and to like fulfill a role and not necessarily being a member of the team. I was like I was just any old body. If it was just like anybody could have pretty much did my well, I don't think anybody could have did my job honestly, but I mean people could, but never near as good as me because I kind of made that role my own, but did pretty well actually in it. Even though my supervisor probably think differently. No, my manager, old manager, I would say now because I don't. Ugh. Oh god, even leaving that job was hard. Like the last 2 weeks of that place was the worst 2 weeks of my life working there because my eyes were open, my brain was active, and I was like, "This is some bull. Like this is trash. What is this?" And I think when I got to the last straw, well, I think the funnest part of that whole period was when I had got the acceptance letter to my new job and I was able to put my 2 weeks notice in. Like, I don't even know how to describe that feeling. Like, it was like the most exhilarating experience in my entire life sending that resignation letter to that person at that manager. Like it was so liberating. Like I feel like I was so free finally. I felt so free to soar, and it was oh my god. Like I felt like because one of the main things that I had an issue with was my manager. I felt like she had my life in her hands, and I talked about this with my therapist, and he brought something up which really was like wow. Was that she triggered a lot of things for me, and she poked a lot of like sore spots for me, and she reminded me of my oldest brother in a way to where she held my whole life in her hands where she could just fire me anytime she wanted to, or she can make my life really me awful working there. And I always had a feeling like she was like that for a while. I was like, she's probably like that, but I'm like, I try not to think that awful of people, even though I always get a feeling, and usually my feelings are really on point. And the funny thing was, she confirmed it for me before I even left. So like the last 2 weeks of working there, like the last like maybe 3 or 4 days, I was like, okay, I'm just like out. I'm checked out because it was like I was overworked, and there was no type of like support. There was no type of like game plan. It was just kind of like, okay, Michael, you're doing this too slow. You're taking too long. You need to just do your job faster. Why are you doing this job faster? You do it faster. It was like that was the solution to the being understaffed is to work faster, and which was stupid, but whatever. So I was like, I'm just not gonna take. I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna take it easy. I am not gonna stress out anymore about this job, and that's gonna be it. So I think maybe that Friday, because I was gonna. I think my last day was. I think my last day was my last day was a Wednesday. So I think she said that on a Monday. Yeah, she said on a Monday. So she noticed that I was slacking off, and she got so furious at me. She was like, well, you need to hurry up. I mean, I know you're checked out, but I need you to there's just too much work and you're not doing it, to blah, blah. I'm like, well, it's a lot. This always had a problem with the workload being too much for me. Like, well, you need to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. And, if you don't do it, blah, 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 I'm going to, mark on your thing not to rehire and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, you really going to be on that? That's what you're doing? And it confirmed everything I thought about her in my brain and in my heart. I knew she was a conniving, dirty, terrible, awful human being. Like, I knew that from the jump. I can tell, I can smell it on her. She smells of just complete waste and garbage. So after that, I was so upset, but I'm like, you know what, Michael, you're going to be gone soon. Like, you can get through these next couple of days. You can get through this. You are going to be out of here. You're going to be, say, sayonara. And my last day was so anticlimactic. It was like, oh, all right, Michael, bye. And it was like, that was it. Like, my 9 years meant nothing. I don't think I even say goodbye to her. Yeah, I didn't say goodbye to her. I didn't say goodbye to my director. I didn't say goodbye to her. I said goodbye to a few people. I actually stayed in touch with a couple of people because they were awesome, and some people I actually wish I would have said goodbye to, but she just ruined it. Like, she ruined it so much for me. Like, I had nothing left to give that place. I'm like, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm over it. This is awful. I can't believe she even did that. And a week before that, when I actually put my resignation letter in, she was trying, like, oh, well, you can go work somewhere else. You can probably try working in another department. Why you try to do that? I can help you. I can say help you. I can find out who works in whatever department. Where you want to work at? I'm like, no, I'm just done. Like, well, I just don't want you to have a bad taste in your mouth about, this place and whatnot. Northwest is a big organization, blah, blah. Another thing she did, she said that same thing to me in that the little meeting we had, where she was like, Northwest is a big organization. I don't want you to burn any bridges, and, I don't want you to feel like you can't come back, so I don't want to mark on your thing, do not rehire. Oh my God, I can't believe she said that. I know now I could have easily went to like an HR person, but she probably would have denied it. She's just that conniving and trash anyway. So I understand exactly the type of person that she was, and her character and her integrity, which she has zero integrity, which is probably why she became a manager anyway. God, I'm just dogging her out since I'm just getting all of it out. But I say that to say that workplace abuse and mental strain and all that stuff is so valid and so like something we should talk about a lot more. Like, people, like, a lot of my friends even have like issues with work and how stressful it is, and not just the stress, but just like the behavior of like the management. Like, the management will make you leave a place. Like, honestly, like, it could have all the best benefits in the world, it can give you all the money in the world, but if it treats you like garbage and your coworkers treat you like garbage, you're not gonna want to stay there. You'll go somewhere else. But it's like some people can't go other places. That's why it's really hard, and so you just kind of like mentally check out. So my new job, however, is really nice. I love my coworkers. They're amazing. I've never worked. I almost cried like 2 days ago because they just give me so much they're just so much more appreciative. Like, I almost cried like 2 times already at work. I'm trying not to cry at work, but when you're like, oh my God, I'm just really, happy you're here and you're making a really good effort. We really appreciate you here. And it's like, wow, I worked here for 2 weeks and I already feel more appreciated here in 2 weeks than I have working at my previous job in 9 years. Like, you gotta be kidding me. And I acknowledge that. Like, wow, this is crazy. Like, just the whole environment where I work right now is a lot different. I don't feel like on edge all day. I don't feel like I have my spidey sense always tingling and feeling like anxiety like building. Like I don't have that. And it's so much. It's such a load off my shoulders to feel like I can work at a job where I don't have anxiety all the time. I don't foresee having a panic attack anytime soon. I had two panic attacks in my last job. Don't think I'm gonna have one here. Hopefully, God willing. But I think I'm better at dealing with anxiety than I was back then too. But I don't have anybody like pushing buttons on me the way that she did and my department did in my previous job. So yeah, workplace abuse is so real, mental and emotional. Like it's something that I think we definitely. I think anybody who works at a stressful job needs to go to like mental. They should just see a therapist like at least once a month, at least, just for a tune-up. Like I feel like, especially work retail, you need to have the best mental health care that money can freaking buy because you go through probably the worst of it. If you're in like customer service and retail and like food service, all that stuff, you need to see a therapist regularly. Because I can imagine. I know my job was trash, but I can only imagine. I'm used to work at Jewel's. Jewel Osco is a grocery store for people who don't live in this area of the world. They don't live in the Midwest, so I know firsthand how trash like retail can be, customer service can be. I used to work as a receptionist at a really fancy dining club, so I know. But that wasn't that bad actually. That was actually a nice experience. I don't know what was up with. I think the people because they pay money to be there. It was actually pretty nice. They had a lot of bad experiences in customer service there. But as far as like Jewel Osco when I worked there when I was a teenager, that's oh god that place was terrible. Oh I hated that job. So I can only imagine people going through right now working in retail. So if you're watching this and you work in retail, let me know in the comments below. If you work at a shitty job, let me know how you're coping with it, how you're dealing with it, how you're having self-care. You definitely need to have some self-care. If you're not even able to, seek, mental health facilities to help you cope with the type of work you do, you need to find some type of like self-care methods to help you because it's really important for your mental health because you can't just endure that forever without you breaking because you'll break at some point. Trust me, it's gonna happen. Like if it can only endure so much pain for so long. So all right, this went a lot longer than I thought it was. All right, what do you guys think about workplace mental and emotional abuse? Do you think it's a myth? Do you think it's real? Let me know in the comments. Leave a comment, share this video with people you know. Hopefully it's helped. Let me know what your story is. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.